Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Okay, it's going.
That's what I'm saying.
Is it going?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, don't be nervous.
Thanks. Hi, I'm Tori Kieser, and I'm going to be talking to you today about fine arts and their drops in schools. Our education gives children a place where they can express themselves and channel negative emotion into something positive. Students are well-rounded and required to be academically healthy in all subjects to perform. To be honest, what is learned in music education is truly immeasurable. This was a quote by Barbara Benglian, the 2006 Pennsylvania State Teacher of the Year. And if this well-renowned and highly respected teacher thinks so highly of arts education in school, then why is it that they are suddenly decreasing in all of our schools across the United States? Well, I would like to inform you guys just of why the reasons they are being cut is, and I also, at the end, hope that everyone would see their importance and help support their reemergence in the schools across the United States. There are many reasons that fine arts and education in schools across the United States has begun to decrease. The main reason for this is the recession that occurred in the early 2000s. After this recession, budget cuts were in place in schools all across the United States and has affected over 95% of school-age children. Because arts are the easiest to cut, they are usually the first, and they are usually the hardest to get refunded to be put back into the curriculum. This is especially true for schools in impoverished neighborhoods and also schools that cater primarily to low-income students. Another big reason for the drops in fine arts has been because of the higher focus in test scores in math, science, reading, and other subjects in schools. Because of dropping the arts classes, the teachers and the schools think that they can devote more time and more of their money and educational resources towards teaching these subjects and enhancing their test scores. Now, moving on to the benefits of fine arts in our schools, you might be interested to know that students who actually are in fine arts programs in schools perform better academically than those who do not. So the fact that these are being decreased is it's kind of counteractive. People who are in fine arts classes, they see an enhancement in math, reading, cognitive ability, teamwork, and other skills that are necessary once they get out of school and they need to use these skills in the real world. So being in fine arts classes actually would help these students perform better. Also, students, especially those in impoverished neighborhoods and low-income families, are 3 times more likely to earn a bachelor's degree in college, and if they're in fine arts in schools, they also are 5 times more likely to graduate in college in general. Many students also argue that music and fine arts influence their decisions to study in college. So without these fine arts classes to take in high school, they may actually be missing out on their opportunity to see what they want to do with the rest of their lives, and some of them may drop out of high school before they can even get to college. Lastly, a study at Florida State University said that factors related to the arts that positively affect the motivation of students included a supportive environment that promotes constructive acceptance of criticism and one where it is safe to take risks. By not having these arts programs in place, many students are missing out on these benefits that they could be getting in their schools. So, without all of these positive influences from arts classes, many students may lose their drive to be in school, and many of them will end up dropping out, especially those in low-income families and in impoverished neighborhoods. The drop in fine arts also leads to teacher unemployment, so these teachers who were previously employed to teach the arts classes, such as art classes, music, choir, theater, they no longer have their jobs because they are being cut. There is also the drop in academic scores and performance, which is actually what schools are trying to avoid by dropping the arts classes. So bringing them back might actually help get these scores back up in place. And lastly, students are worried about their college goals and plans because many of them see what they want to do in their life by being in these fine arts classes. So there are some things that are already being done to alleviate the drops in schools. Some schools, especially elementary, are enacting a 9-week music education program similar to how physical education classes are being taught in schools. They will give students 9 weeks of music or theater, any kind of fine arts education to offset the 9 weeks that they're not in the physical education. Sometimes teachers commute between schools, between like different elementary schools and high schools, so that way all the students have a fair chance of receiving the fine arts education. And other schools, especially in high school, when there are bigger programs and after-school extracurricular activities, They have nominal fees and pay-to-play programs where students can pay a small fee in order to be able to participate in these programs. Those help pay for things like instruments, art supplies, and other things that they'll need that the schools are no longer getting funding for. Lastly, there are boosters, donations, grants, and scholarships that are given to schools that can also help pay for students to be in these programs. So now that you know a little bit more about fine arts in schools, why they're dropping, why they're important, there are a couple things that you can do to help increase the fine arts that are just even in your town. You can vote on school levies and proposals that would increase the funds in these programs. And another simple way you can go to the actual performances, shows, and exhibitions of students performing their art. So you can go to school plays, you can go to concerts, you can go to art shows that exhibit the students' works. This not only just shows your presence and support, but you can also help their funding by purchasing the tickets and giving them donations when they have them there available for you to do that. I'd like to thank you for watching my video, and this is my lovely audience. Thank you.